All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning, and welcome to another Living Freestyle game dev live stream. We do this twice a week, and right now we're doing those Sunday nights and Wednesday mornings. My name's Kevin, and we work this kind of a little bit like office hours, AMA, Q&A, live game dev stream. If anybody has questions, hopefully we can help stumble through those together. If not, or in the absence of questions, and oftentimes we don't have a bunch of them, I'm just working on my own game to kind of fill the time. We do this because I'm lucky enough to work in game dev professionally, and even though I get to do a lot of really cool stuff at work, there's a lot of really cool stuff I don't get to do, and this is a chance for me to have fun with all of that. Looked back through, I did not see any questions. We can just go ahead and double check all of our streams and everything here. Make sure everything's working. Make sure we don't have any last minute questions that dropped in. And then we'll go ahead and hop straight into kind of what we're working on. And what we're working on today is we're still tracking and working on our AI. We're getting back to where we were before we had switched over to the new Unreal 5. And kind of getting back up to hopefully starting to build out levels and things like that. Looks like everything's clear as far as questions and stuff go. Let's go ahead and just switch over to our Unreal. Double check our chat. Okay, cool. So as we were working, we had just gotten to the point where we were getting our AIs to kind of attack and have multiple teams and everything like that. So let's just see if we can remember where we were. All right, so there's us. There's 2 different teams of 3 different AIs. Oh, I remember what we were doing. We were making it so that they would go and pick up weapons, because what was happening was it was becoming very much just a graveyard of all the spawn weapons as a result of that. And the reason they weren't being able to do that was because they were not able to find our pickup items. So now that dude is now, you can see him, he ran up there to get that shotgun. So all of that seems to be working pretty well. We fixed a whole lot of bugs that were happening too with invalid characters and stuff like that as a result of people who just recently died and all that kind of stuff. So let's hop in and let's change this a little bit. Our character is able to go pick up weapons. What they're not doing is they're not thinking about their own health. And the other thing that we noticed was, for some reason, it didn't seem like they were able to use the grenades. It's kind of something we're gonna have to troubleshoot. I don't know if that'll be as much fun to do with the live stream as kind of some of the other things. So let's kind of divide and conquer here. So first off, which also actually makes me wonder, are they going to know how to use a health pack? It's definitely a good question. But let's do this. Let's expand out. What is this that I've picked? And the size of that weapon spawner is huge. Why is that so big? Like, look at the size of this sphere. Oh, you know what? We forgot to turn on our tunes this morning. Okay, well, let's take a look at this volume on this thing real quick. I just don't understand why that's so big. Import. Collision volume. Oh, that's our audio. That's our audio attenuation radius, I believe. Okay. Let's move this wall. Let's make this map a little bit bigger so we can highlight some of the issues that we're going to be having. Move this wall out. You can scale this. Okay. Same thing with this. Just scale this out. Not that way. Alright, that's good. Delete this. And just duplicate this over. Nothing too crazy. Now we'll also need to adjust our nav mesh bounds so that we can see everything. Alright, and everything's green. So we can now use the whole map, which is cool. Now let's take our enemy spawners. This is one of them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to spread out the teams. So let's just spawn this one back here in this corner. That's good. Oops. And then the other one, we can spawn over here. Now, let's also add these to be more in line with what we thought they were going to be used for, right? Right now we kind of had these tested. So one spawner spawns 3 different teams, or 3 different characters on 3 different teams. Let's just make our spawners work the way they're supposed to. So they're going to spawn one spot, and do we want to open up the team ID? Do we want to be able to control it? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's add a new variable here called, this is temporary. I don't think we would actually want to do this in the end, but for now, let's just do this. We'll give it an int, and we'll just plug this in here. And we can also clean up all of this stuff. Okay, so we have our team ID. We have this. I don't think we're going to go back to doing this way. So we can just keep that. This is all of that, and we are now clean. Okay, much simplified. So compile, save that. Let's go back to our gym. Take a look at our enemy spawners. We're gonna spawn one character. Oh, we forgot to flag that variable. This variable needs to be instance editable and expose on spawn. That's fine. Compile and save. We're back here. So we're going to go with team ID 1 for this one. And this dude way back here in the corner. Let's go team ID 2. Okay, we'll spawn one character for each of those. Now, when we play, first off, let's check a couple things. The dude way far away in the corner. What's he doing? Wow, he's running all the way to pick up those frost grenades. Or actually that's cheap. And I just stood there and got shot. So their vision is pretty, like they can see a long ways. So that's gonna be something that we're gonna wanna check out. We did have them on 2 separate teams. That worked. Is it reasonable to think, here, let's see this. Let's do this. I'm just wondering if it's reasonable to think that you could see that far. What I'm worried about is, do we have our enemy perception too high. Put these back against the back wall again. This was part of our inventory test. I don't know if we're still going to continue to use this. If I play, yeah, I mean, I can kind of see there's something there. I don't really know what it is. It is a long ways. This, the red dude is picking the weapon that is closest. That's cool. Let's take the rifle and let's move it. Let's put one down here, closer to this guy. Okay. So now when we play, he should, the bot that's furthest away should run to pick up that rifle. And he does. Holy cow, that dude can shoot all the way across that map with a shotgun? I think the range on the shotgun might be a little bit long. So there's gonna be a whole lot of things like this that we need to sort out. Yeah, I can hit him all the way over here with a shotgun. That's kind of generous. We're gonna have to work on weapon ranges. That's another thing that we need to work out. I think that, okay, so the piece that I think I'm gonna try to get to here is that when this enemy spawns way out here in the distance and he picks up a rifle, they're then running all the way across the map to shoot me, potentially leaving behind the area that they spawn in. If we made this map even bigger, you know, all of the enemies might, like, let's just do it. See how far this dude will run to kill me. Go 150. Sure. Sink this dude. There's so much that I'm thinking we're gonna have to do. I wonder if there's even edge detection. Will they jump off the edge of the map? If they do, we definitely don't have a kill volume. Let's take our nav volume. Okay. So our enemy spawn points are where? Here's one of them, and here's the other one. So we're gonna move this way down here. And let's move this one way down here too. They're gonna spawn in opposite corners. They're on opposite teams. Oh, they're running. They're running. They're both running for that rifle. So she's gonna keep on running to the next rifle. It's a long ways for them to go to potentially come kill you, right? And I'm wondering is how much of it was because that rifle was in range. So let's just delete that rifle. Are they still gonna run the whole length of the map to come get a weapon? They are. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of funny too. Where are they converging? Okay, one's going for a shotgun. It's not there, so she's gonna go pick up the rifle. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty good. That's a long ways for them to run. I'm thinking, let's take a look at their perception and their behavior trees. So that's gonna be in our plugins, AI, behavior trees. So we have, here's our enemy behavior tree, right? This is just debugging stuff for us to play with if we need to. And healthy, has target, and patrol. If target is not set, used to detect enemy. Here's our, okay, here we go. This is what's used to detect the enemy. It's using this EQS for perceive the enemy. And this one is search radius, -1. Okay, so -1 in this case means infinite. Now this is where this is going to get interesting. If we actually set this to a large radius, let's say what units are we using in this? If I create a sphere in here, this sphere is, I believe it's it's 1 unit. So let's just say that that's a meter in diameter. If we scale this thing to 10 meters, we could go 20 meters. I don't think that's big enough. Let's go 40 meters. I keep trying to use Maya keys to move this thing. Alright, and if we double that one more time, I believe we're there. Alright, so let's say 80 meters. So let's set our perception to be search radius of that's either 8,000 or it could be 80, it could be 800, or it could be 8,000. So let's do this. Let's just double check what our units are. Unreal map units. Unreal Engine map units. Generic term. Yeah, we know. Distance is in centimeters. So if it's in centimeters, then we want it to be, and that sphere looked like it was a meter. So I think we want this to be 8,000. So to test this, what's going to happen is let's take this enemy spawner. Let's move this back to 0, 0. So 0, 0 for us is right here. So if we move this out to 8,000 minus 10,000, okay, and we delete our other spawner for now, this character should spawn, this enemy should spawn, and should do nothing but patrol, right? Because it does not have a target. So this dude theoretically is just going to wander around. Let's detach this so we can see. All of a sudden, he's not just patrolling. So let's do this again, where we can see this. Let me double check that we can actually see both of these at the same time on the stream. Yes, we can. All right, so let's stop and play again. Okay, so the dude is spawning, starting in patrol. Oh, okay. So now it got a target. That's interesting. That's interesting. I think that worked from the standpoint of, so there's a couple bits about this. The spawn point is 10,000 units away. When this character is patrolling, I mean, they're just running straight this way. How is he picking a position? He doesn't see me yet. Now he sees me, so he goes and picks up a weapon. Alright, so there's a couple things about this patrol that we've got to figure out. So let's redock this. One, what the heck is patrol doing? Alright, it's setting the focus on the move goal. And it's finding a random nav location. It's moving to it and it's waiting. And the random nav location is within a radius of 1,000. That seems generous as far as how far that dude was running. So let's do something. Let's draw a debug sphere here. And let's make the radius 1,000. No, the radius is gonna be 50. Make the duration 10, thickness of 1. And, or no, let's make the duration 2. We'll do 3. Because the bot is gonna wait for 2 seconds when they get to their spot, so we can see it theoretically. And then we're gonna set the move goal if we find one. Otherwise, we're leaving it as is. Okay, so let's try this again. Look at that. They're picking, did you see that? The radius, the spot they're picking to choose to run to is the origin. Oh, well, that's because, oh, wait a second. That's kind of weird. The actor location is the origin. That's super funky. Okay, let's try this again. Look at that. It's... Okay, that's a problem. Something's up here. So we are, let's make make this much brighter so we can see this. Okay, we are getting a random reachable point in radius of 1,000 with the actor. What is this actor location? Owner actor. It's almost like maybe our actor's not valid, or it's not possessed yet. Hold on. Yeah, something's up. Hold on. Did it print a display name? That is the AI controller, but it's using a point way off here in the mid. Okay, something's going on here. What could it be? Initialized. Is pawn ready to initialize? If this is true, I wonder. Or what I'm wondering is, okay, so here's what I'm thinking is happening. I think that's what's happening is it's starting and it's creating the controller for the pawn, which is just at 0, 0, 0. And then it's adding all the cosmetics and it's putting it in place. But when it puts it in place and it spawns it, remember our spawn 1 NPC bot finds a location for it around the spawn point. Because it's not valid yet, it still thinks it's at 0, 0. Then it positions, so then the AI turns on. And then when the AI turns on, it goes to find a random point around 0, 0, 0 because we haven't actually placed the pawn yet. So, I'm wondering is there like some kind of semblance of how do we debug this? Let's see here. We could put a breakpoint in possessed. All right, that's our death. This is begin play. So wait for experience ready. Then it runs the behavior tree. But the thing is, we may not be possessed yet. So I'm actually thinking we may want to move this. Brain component. What is this? Or maybe that's what we need to do. So hold on, we're running the behavior tree, and here we're starting the logic. We're observing the team, and we're requesting our stimuli. But because we started running this behavior tree already, it's basically finding points that are at 0, 0, 0. So that's why it's doing that. Okay, just as an experiment, let's see if we move this. We're going to keep this here because I want to move this back. This is just more of a test. Alright, so let's run the behavior tree once we get possessed instead. Yeah, look, the red thing is, I believe it's way off in the distance. Can't even see it. There, all of a sudden that popped up. Still seems very suspicious that that's 0, 0, 0. Like, where's that dude running to? All the way over there? There's no way. There's no way. Okay, let's do something else. Let's make our enemy spawn on team 255. I believe that's my team. Let's see if this dude's broken. He's not. What team ID am I on? Okay. Let's look at, Hero, man. Or player controller, maybe? Where? Interesting. We have a AI controller. Get our hero shooter. Mannequin. Take a look at the reference viewer on this. This is being used by our shooter game, debug options, standard components. Alright, let's just edit this. In here, we are going to listen for a team. When this happens, let's print our team ID. So when I spawn, team ID is 0. Okay? So let's spawn this dude. Team ID 0. See if that solves that. I'm still 0. That dude is on 0. And it's Hubert. Hubert should no longer do anything but patrol. The reason that is true, theoretically, is because he's on my team. So let's go see where Hubert's going. Okay, once Hubert got to the origin, he's basically patrolling only around the origin. So delaying the possession did not fix us. So let's go back here. It's not in shooter, right? This is our AI controller. So we could connect this back up. So that did not fix us. My guess was incorrect, I guess. What is the name? That is the owner actor. Get the... Let's get the control pawn. Get the control pawn. Oh wait, that is the controlled pawn. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 2 debug spheres. Okay, we're going to draw 1 for where we are, which is here, and 1 for where we're going to. And where we are, we'll make green, and where we're going to is going to be the pink. So when we start, and actually I have an idea, if these are different. So let's see if they're being drawn in the same place. So when Hubert spawns, green is there. That's green is where we are. Wait a second. This looks like it's potentially failing. Okay. So what's happening is, when we first start, we are only drawing... Okay, wait. So this is... Green is where we are. Red is where we're going to. So he's running all the way to the origin because at spawn time, that character thinks... Yeah, there's no way. Look at this. Hubert thinks he's she now. Hubert is... Wait, this is awesome. Anyways. The enemy thinks that they are at this green circle. And they are moving to the red one. What in the world is going on right now? There's no way, dude. There's no way. Our move 2 has an acceptable radius of 5. And it's using the move 2 key, and it's waiting 2 seconds when it gets there. None of this makes any sense. Okay. They're spawning in the right place. All right, let's do this. Let's move this back to origin, so we don't have to wait for them to run so far. And let's just play from here. Yeah, look at that. And also did not run to the pink sphere. Are we not running the behavior tree I think we're running? We are clearly running this behavior. Okay. I'm totally baffled. I don't... I'm not even sure what to tell you. Hold on a second. Let's do this. Let's just put a breakpoint here. We should hit this relatively quickly. there we go. So we are hitting this breakpoint. Okay, right now, this is the AI controller BP. So the AI controller is at the origin. Okay, wait, maybe that explains it. Let's do this. If this is the AI controller, cast to AI controller, and let's get the control pawn. Get the control pawn, and we'll get the actor location from that. All right. So if that succeeds, we'll go about our merry way. I don't need to worry about display names. We know that's working. We'll get our control pawn, and then let's get the location. All right, and then we're going to feed that into everything instead of the AI controller. Oh, look at that. It actually knows where it is now. Okay. The piece I don't understand is that character is not moving to that move 2 goal. That character is going somewhere else. So we're gonna have to figure that one out. But at least, we're making some progress here. So let's do this. Let's repurpose these. Okay. And what we're going to do is, if we are able to find a point, we'll draw a green sphere. And if not, we're going to draw a red sphere. Alright, so now, let's see. And we're going to draw the spheres. Interesting. We need to draw the spheres. Here. And the location of the sphere. Oh, okay. Oh, dude. Alright, I figured out what it is. I know what it is. Yes, okay. Here's what I think's happening. This kind of happens also with the random integer thing. If I were to get a random, if I were to call a, let's say I do this, random integer, random float, for example. Okay, if I create a print string here, okay, and I feed this random integer into it, and then later on I use this random integer again, and I feed it into something over here. That random integer is going to get evaluated 2 times, not once. So what you need to do is you need to evaluate the integer, store it, and then reuse it. Remember, that's a caution I had in one of our videos a way long time ago. So I'm wondering if what is happening is we were getting our random reachable point to draw the debug sphere. Then when we actually went to go to a point, then we were actually getting a new random reachable point in radius, and so we weren't actually seeing what we're doing. So what we can do here is let's just variabilize this. Let's go ahead and do move to location, not move to location. All right, and we're going to set this to a vector. All right, and when we get in, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set it to our actor location. Roger. Okay, then what's going to happen is we're going to get a random point in navigable radius. and I'm super confident now. So let's not delete those. Let's just kind of prove out the point. But anyways, all right. So then we're going to make some room for this. All right. So if it's true, we are going to set our move location to be this random point. Okay. And then no matter what, rather than true or false, like we're going to call the same one of these. We don't need two of these anymore. All right. And that's because now what we're going to do is we're just going to drag in our move to loop the X. All right. So we're just going to set our move to location. Okay. All right. So, and then what we'll do is true or false. Let's just go ahead and draw our green debug sphere for where we think we're going. Having problems with the connecting of the lines this morning. We don't need this print. This is going to clean up our blueprint a ton as well. All right, so now what should happen is the character is going to draw a green sphere and run to it. It's not. What in the world? I was so confident. Oh. Okay. It's not that bad. Things are okay. We're going to draw our debug sphere of our move to location. That will help. Oh, wow. I was like, wait, what? When debugging is even false positive. Okay, so now he's gonna go to the green sphere. Yes, look at that. New green sphere. Great. New green sphere. Okay, so now our character is doing good stuff. So now that we have all that working, we can connect this into here. We can get rid of our debug sphere. We can clean up all of our blueprinting. Why is our... That's kind of a bummer. I'm wondering if we want to implement a practice where, in general, it's just a good idea in tasks to variabilize our blackboard. We'll just do this every time, right? Because then we can get rid of this and we can just do this. Okay. Cool. Now, interesting thing is, if we fail, we still want to finish this execute. So if at any point in here we fail, we still want to, otherwise our AI gets stuck. So we'll finish this as a false. Compile and save. Go, we're not connected to perforce. Start perforce. Okay. Perforce, accept, checkout, compile and save. All right, we're good to go. Okay, so now our character is actually finding good points on the nav mesh. That's great. I have no idea how our stuff was working before. So we know now that that's going to be cool. Let's just double check it. Okay, seems good. Just randomly picking up stuff. It might be nice for us to make them a little smarter rather than just patrolling. Part of patrolling would be also picking up weapons and things like that. I know we used to do that before. Alright, so that's cool. So now let's get back to what we were testing before. And let's take and move this to 10,000. Super far away. Okay, and then let's change that back to an enemy team. Now that enemy should no longer run towards us. I'd love to tell you if they're running towards us, but I can't because the health bar is so massive. I think we just have to look at the behavior tree and see that the enemy is basically just in patrol because it does not have a target. And if we undock this, we'll be able to see that change. Either if they accidentally come close to us, or I walk over there. So let's just start walking and see. This is probably, okay, you can see them, they're back in that corner now. Is this 8,000 units, do we think? There we go, 8,000 units. Now this triggers the next part of the behavior tree, so that character is going to go run and find a weapon. That's also going to be something we're going to have to fix because, and that's something that we used to have before, where they were smartly deciding which way to run. So we'll have to bring a whole bunch of that logic back, I think. Okay, so our enemy is now kind of patrolling properly. That's good. When we look at this behavior tree, this is super simple. If they're weak, obviously they flee. Patrol. Yeah, I think what we need to do is in fight, if we're out of ammo, we should add a search for weapon to patrol. Okay, so let's go back to, this is patrol. If we don't have a target, we're gonna run this sequence. The sequence that we're going to run is finding random location, moving to and wait. But before we do that, let's paste in here, are we out of ammo? See if we can add this in. Okay, so now we're going to go search for a weapon and we'll move to it. Once we finish that, we should find a random location, move to it and wait. And then this should be no longer out of ammo and we should continue. Now, the searching for the weapon thing is check ammo. What is the radius on this thing? Okay, that's just checking ammo. That's just a simple check ammo. Alright, so that's not what we need. Search for weapon, and this is what we're looking for. Finding a weapon, searches within a radius of what? Uses the EQS weapon check. When we look at the weapon check, class defaults. Interesting. it gets all of the weapon spawners or these guys, okay? But what radius is it looking at? Distance. Hold up a second. Why? I don't see a radius here. Distance 2, distance 3D. As target. Set focus. So how was it getting its targeting? AI perception detect enemy. This is using the EQS perception. This perception has a radius. Actors perceived by query. Let's check this out. For some reason, our EQS find okay. This is an EQS AI perception of an enemy. And this is actors perceived by querier. Whereas the find weapon is current location of the weapon check. Why are these different? This traces to query on visibility, and this also does a distance check. And it does a distance 3D score only, but it's all based on this actor's perceived. Whereas this one, it's just like it's just anywhere on the map, it's gonna find it. I think that seems generous. Hello, mate. That is a Guras. Tulas. I think it's Guras. So hello, Guras. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. But my Cyrillic is not super awesome if that is Cyrillic. Okay. So what we're going to do then is let's change the way this works. Let's just dock this up here as reference. And rather than doing a current location, we're going to do perceived actors. And let's copy these two, paste them in here. And then now we have a search radius of 8,000. So if we set this to come here instead, all right, well, first let's double check this. First, when we start, this is not going to go find a weapon because the weapons are, well, they're well over 8,000 units away. We're 10,000. But just for kicks, let's put this within range. Let's put this at 7,000 units. Actually, it's minus 7,000 that we need to be. So actually, let's just do 6. Okay, and we'll change it back to be an ally teammate. And then what we'll do is we will, not that, let's double check our enemy patrol. Our enemy patrol should check for out of ammo, and it should search for a weapon, and it should find it. pretty easily. And actually, if we're testing this, find weapon based on this, we should be able to do that at our original distance. If we move this back to 10,000, okay, when we spawn, our buddy is gonna start running towards the weapons. Boddington, are you coming this way? Maybe not. Boddington is not moving at all. Why is that? Oh, because, okay. So here's the problem. This is a sequence, and a sequence executes from left to right and stops executing if one of the children fails. Well, this is failing because, well, wait a minute. Out of ammo is set. Out of ammo is set. Interesting. Let's add decorator here. We're gonna add a decorator called for success. What I'm thinking is the out of ammo is not getting set fast enough. So let's try this again. So that ability, or that, okay, so we move to a point and wait. But out of ammo is set. So the problem is our out of ammo is not set right now. Which is interesting. Because I was pretty sure. Hold on for a second. In our behavior tree, we check. Oh, we're probably not checking ammo. So fight, have ammo. As target, is out of ammo. Search for weapon. Find attack position. Have ammo. This is it. There's this BTS check ammo. Interesting. This happens inside of fight. And in patrol, I feel like I want to know if it's checking ammo. So let's do this. Yeah, not checking ammo. This is what I was concerned about. And I believe it's because this needs to be moved up. Let's move that here. We shouldn't have to check for ammo there now. Now let's see if we hit that breakpoint. There we go. Okay, so now we're hitting that breakpoint. So now, Hubert is coming running. You can see his feet below a health bar. So that's another thing we're gonna have to fix. We're gonna have to set up our health bars to be a little more distance based. But Hubert is running for the shotgun. Okay, and that's because the perception is a little ridiculous. So if we go back and we change our patrol to when we do our search for weapons, what we're going to do is in our find weapons, which we were working with here, if we switch this to do actors proceed within an 8,000 unit radius, Hubert should not come running towards us anymore. Because Hubert, if it's Hubert this time, Hubert's not going to be able to see the weapons. So let's just double check. Alright, so not only can Hubert not see the weapons, but Hubert's actually broken. The reason that Hubert is broken, if we take a look at our patrol tree, you'll see that it's just constantly hitting this first one. And the reason being is, this just gets into the way that the fail structures work. We actually want we want this tree to succeed no matter what in patrol mode. So if we add back in our forced success, this should make it so that even though Hubert can't find a weapon, that the bot will still patrol. Okay, so that is working as expected now. So this is Triplate. Triplate is patrolling, but there is no weapon within a perceivable radius for Triplate now, which we had set to 8,000. So if we come back here though, and we come back to our map and we set this to -6,000, now there are weapons within the radius. So when whoever this is bot spawns, oh wait, did I spawn them off in the distance? Oh, no, they're there. 1,000, 2,000. That's wild. Why did she spawn behind me? And why isn't she picking up a weapon? What just broke? The sign on death started. AI controller. Hold on a second, let's move this back to 10,000. Does the bot spawn there? Bot spawns fine over there. That is super weird for me. Okay. Now we're within the radius though, but we are not seeing any weapons for some reason. So patrol, search for weapon. It's running. Then oh, wait a minute. Okay, here's what's happening. So we kind of need to do this a little differently. Because what's happening is we're coming in here, we're looking for weapons, we're finding one, we're setting, we get a location, then we move to that location. Then while we're moving to that one, we continue down this loop because this is set to forced success. It finds another random nav location, then it moves to that and waits. So we're constantly stomping our weapon location. So what we need to do is we need to branch these out. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Selector goes left or right until one fails. That's the sequence. If we do a selector, and this is gonna go like this. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is select this or this. and we're not going to force success on this anymore. So this is going to go left to right and stops when one of the children succeeds. Alright, that's good. So this one will fail. Or kick out. Alright, so now let's try that. So Boddington is moving to what is Boddington doing? Oh, I forgot. We need to do our check ammo up here. Alright, Hubert. Where's Hubert going? Hubert should think that Hubert is out of ammo right now, but it does not. If it's out of ammo, clearing our focus, we're searching for the weapon and we're moving to it. So our search for weapons must be failing. I don't know why though. Search for weapons. Find weapon. Find weapon. Setting. Check out selected. Find weapon is looking for any weapons within the search radius. Oh. Interesting. It's looking for a specific kind of actor. So this thing was returning what? This thing is returning weapon locations. Weapon locations are actors. Okay. So this thing is allowed actors. Let's just say actor. Dude, where are you going, man? How come you're not going to those weapons? Oh, I don't have a sense set. All senses. Wait a minute. Sight, prediction, hearing, none. How come our find enemy, perceived enemy, it's using none? That works. Context square. Context square, none. Include known actors. Let's set this up. Auto sort tests. It's looking for Lyra characters. I had no idea this was going to be this fun. She's not moving there. It's using all senses. It's checking distance to queer. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Let's do this. Let's copy this. Paste this in here. We're going to change this to actor. Everything else is the same. EQS weapon check. There's something I'm missing here. I don't know what it is yet. This is the query context. This is what we need to set. But our AI perception is it just a case of weapon check? Actors perceived by EQS weapon check. I think that may be it. Come on, dude. All senses within 8,000 unit radius. It's just looking for any actor return. Let's switch back to this one. This is distance. That's trace. And path exists. I like that better. Is it because he's not seeing the weapons? Eliza, you're killing me. Are we even coming in here? Alright, so we're coming in here. We're getting all actors. There's definitely one. And we're adding it to the weapon locations. Then we're gonna go through and we're gonna add these 4 to the weapon locations. And weapon locations. And then we're gonna return. But hold on a second. We're coming in here again. Why are we coming in here again? And we're coming in here again. We keep coming in there. I mean, that makes sense if we're not getting this move too. Are we hitting that move too? Doesn't seem like it. Search for weapon. Single best item. Okay. We've got to find this. I'm terribly confused right now. I'm not sure why this is not. interesting. So that one works. Distance to query here. And path exists. So this is, these two are exactly the same. And this is a weapons check. And this is also using weapons check. It's scoring only based on the distance to query. Okay? I don't want to use the trace channels. We are way over time. Let's see here. Wait a minute. No. Oh, she faked me out. Thought she was going. Alright, something's going on with our EQS query. I don't know what it is right now. It doesn't make sense to me that our weapons check is returning actors, but for some reason oh, interesting. There's a preview here, but not there. If I duplicate this, now look at this. It's not duplicating this curve. That's interesting. Average score. Score only. I don't know why it's not. Prefer lesser X1. Discard unreachable, require existing path, don't score. Save instance. Nope, we couldn't do that. Actors perceived. Well, we're gonna have to figure this out. And we know it works for enemies. Although, there she goes. It's not her first spot, it's her second spot she went to. I don't get it. It's like when we're querying based on sight, she's not able to pick that weapon. We know it's within distance. We know this works for characters. Let's just go -1 on our radius. Just open it up. 8,000 should be plenty. We know that. Nope. That's not it either. It's not a search radius issue. Current location of the EQS context weapon check. Checking the distance to query for a weapon check. We're doing actors perceived by, and the only thing let's try this. Let's just set this to pick up. Test pickup. we know that this returns a list of actors. If it didn't, this could not work. Frustrating, not gonna lie. So it runs, it's trying to run to the grenade. Yep, exactly. Now if we just, let's just delete the frost grenade for now. Runs to pick up the shotgun. Perfect. There's something weird that is going on by this. Points, donut points, perceived actors, get all enemy, current location, actors of class. Generate a set of actors of actor around query. My guess is this would work too. We just paste these in and we set this to pick up. If we kill this. That's not working either, actually. What in tarnation? This thing. Oh, radius 8,000. Alright, let's go -1. I would like to prove to myself that that is the problem before I quit. But it's hard because nothing is working. Oh, come on. Maybe it doesn't understand negative numbers? Where's she going? Oh wait, actually she did. She's picking up all this stuff now, actually. Ah, okay. That actually worked. So this one worked. It was going for B-test pickup. And it's using the querier. So this one works. Alright, so we know that one works. We know this one works. Let's see here. What are our generators? Composite, current location. Perceived actors. Listener context is the querier. Also the querier. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is the listener context has to be the querier. Current location. Actors perceived by querier. The perception listener to use as a source of information. And the source of information in the weapon check. think that there's something about this query. When we run this, it's not gonna work. Oh, she faked me out. I thought she was gonna do it. Okay, she's not. So using the listener context of the weapon check does not seem to work properly. So the context is the querier. The sense to use is all. It's interesting to me that this does not return what we want. The this one here is the original that was in here. The problem with this one is this doesn't have a radius. Inverse linear distance context query. So this isn't scoring them based on inside water body distance trace. Scoring factor, context data binding. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So I think we probably have to use the other one, right? Basically the one that actually gives us the radius. That was particularly painful at the end, but I think it is time to wrap this up. So obviously there's still some weird stuff going on with perception, especially as you know how listeners work, which is kind of weird. I think maybe we need to dig up some of our old AI stuff in general. I think the next few streams are literally going to be us pushing our AI through. We need to get the AI to a point where they're back to what they were doing before, in the sense that they can pick up health, they can use health if they're weak, they know when to go get a weapon, they know when to go get health, they know you know how to choose enemies, when to run away, all these kinds of things. We basically need to get back to parity. So hopefully I can work on a bunch of this stuff between now and Sunday night. Our next stream will be Sunday night. As usual, you know the schedule, 10:15 Pacific time on Sunday. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll just try to make some progress, and then however far we get, I'll just go ahead and update everybody once we get there. So I hope that everybody has an awesome week. Godash and anybody else who's hanging out in the wings, thanks for hopping in today. We did make some progress earlier on. We just kind of hit a couple walls towards the end there, but that's all right. It's kind of what we mean when we say stumble through. Sweet. Have a great week, everybody.